Live television is an electrifying medium. Anything can happen, and usually that's part of the thrill. But sometimes, the unpredictable nature of live broadcasting takes a turn into the truly tragic. Today, we're looking back at some of the most shocking and heart-wrenching moments when real life and death unfolded before a live audience. These events serve as a somber reminder of the fragility of life and the indelible mark they left on television history. Our first story takes us to 1984, to the set of a show called Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. But the incident itself happened on a different program. Actor and entertainer Tommy Cooper was a British national treasure, a giant of a man known for his bumbling comedic magic act. On April 15, 1984, he was performing on the variety show Live from Her Majesty's. Mid-act, Cooper collapsed backward against the stage curtain. The audience, accustomed to his clumsy persona, erupted in laughter. They thought it was all part of the show. Backstage, however, the crew quickly realized something was terribly wrong. As the show cut to a commercial, efforts to revive him began, but it was too late. Tommy Cooper had suffered a massive heart attack. The man who had spent his life making people laugh had his final tragic moment broadcast to millions, a moment initially mistaken for his greatest act. Next, we travel to the world of professional wrestling, a place where scripted drama often blurs the lines of reality. In 1999, at the WWF's Over the Edge pay-per-view event, wrestler Owen Hart, performing as the Blue Blazer, was scheduled to make a dramatic entrance, being lowered from the rafters into the ring. It was a stunt meant to parody other wrestlers' over-the-top entrances. But something went horribly wrong with the harness equipment. Hart fell nearly 80 feet, striking the top rope before landing in the ring. The live broadcast cameras quickly cut away from the scene, and commentator Jim Ross somberly informed the television audience that what had just happened was not a storyline. Owen Hart was rushed to the hospital, but was pronounced dead on arrival. The decision to continue the show that night remains one of the most controversial in wrestling history. A dark day for a sport, and a devastating loss for the Hart wrestling dynasty. Politics, like television, can be a high-stakes arena, and in 1987, the two collided in a tragic and public way. Our Bud Dwyer was the state treasurer of Pennsylvania, who had been convicted of bribery charges. Despite maintaining his innocence, his political career was in ruins. On January 22, 1987, the day before his sentencing, Dwyer called a press conference. Many reporters expected him to resign from office. He read a prepared statement, again professing his innocence and criticizing the justice system. Then, to the horror of everyone in the room, he pulled a revolver from a manila envelope. As cameras rolled and people pleaded with him to stop, Dwyer took his own life at the podium. Several television stations across Pennsylvania were broadcasting the press conference live, and viewers at home witnessed the unfiltered, shocking event. The footage became a stark and disturbing example of the media's ethical dilemma in handling live, graphic tragedies. Sometimes the danger is an inherent part of the spectacle. In the world of motorsports, speed and risk go hand in hand. But no one was prepared for the collective shock and sorrow of February 18, 2001. It was the final lap of the Daytona 500, one of NASCAR's most prestigious races. Dale Earnhardt Sr., known as the Intimidator, was a titan of the sport, a 7-time champion beloved by millions. As he battled for position, his famous black number 3 car was involved in a crash. It didn't look as severe as many other Rex fans had seen before. But Earnhardt's car hit the outside wall at a critical angle. The race finished, a winner was celebrated, but a somber mood fell over the track as news of Earnhardt's condition remained uncertain. A few hours later, the world received the devastating news. Dale Earnhardt was gone. The loss of a sports icon, broadcast live during his sport's biggest event, sent shockwaves far beyond the world of racing. It led to sweeping safety innovations in NASCAR, ensuring that his tragic legacy would save the lives of future drivers. Journalism can be a dangerous profession, especially for those who report from the front lines. But in 2015, the danger came to a quiet, unsuspecting town in Virginia. On August 26th, WDBJ-7 reporter Allison Parker and photojournalist Adam Ward were conducting a routine, lighthearted live interview at a local community park for the morning news. Suddenly, gunshots rang out. The camera, operated by Ward, dropped to the ground, capturing a fleeting, chilling image of the shooter. Parker and Ward were tragically killed on air. The perpetrator was a disgruntled former employee of the same news station. The incident was not only a horrific local tragedy, but also a deeply unsettling event for journalists everywhere. It highlighted the vulnerability of reporters in the field, and the shocking reality that violence can erupt anywhere, at any time, even during a peaceful morning news segment. Stunt performances are all about defying death, pushing the limits of what's possible. But in 1993, a Halloween stunt went horribly wrong. Stuntman and escape artist Joseph Burris, who idolized Harry Houdini, planned his most daring feat yet. He would be handcuffed, chained, and sealed inside a clear, custom-built casket, which would then be lowered into a 7-foot-deep grave and buried under tons of dirt and wet cement. The event, held at an amusement park, was meant to be a live TV special. As the dirt and cement were poured, the immense pressure was too much for the casket. It imploded, crushing Burris instantly. The crew and audience watched in helpless horror. He had miscalculated the weight and pressure of the materials, a fatal error in a profession with no margin for error. It was a grim and public end to a man's dream of achieving the ultimate escape. Our final story involves a different kind of live performance, a debate on health and longevity that took a deeply ironic and tragic turn. Jerome Rodale was a pioneer of the organic food movement in America and the founder of Rodale, Inc., a major publisher of health magazines and books. In 1971, at the age of 72, he appeared as a guest on The Dick Cavett Show. He had just finished his interview segment, discussing his healthy lifestyle and boasting that he would live to be 100. As another guest was being interviewed, Rodale suddenly made a strange snoring sound and slumped over in his chair. Initially, both the host and the audience thought he might be joking. But it quickly became clear this was a medical emergency. Jerome Rodale, the advocate for long life, had died of a heart attack on the set of a national talk show. The episode never aired, but the story has become a well-known, albeit somber, piece of television lore, a poignant reminder that no matter how well we plan, life remains profoundly unpredictable. These stories are difficult to revisit. They represent moments when the curtain was pulled back, revealing the raw and often painful reality of life and death, unedited and unfiltered. They stand as a testament to the power of live television, a medium that can connect us all in moments of both triumph and tragedy. They also serve as memorials for the individuals we lost, whose final moments were, for better or worse, immortalized in the public eye. Thank you for joining me for this somber look at a unique corner of television history. If you found this exploration meaningful, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more deep dives into fascinating and sometimes forgotten stories. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.